All right, so what's in my wallet for the fall of 2022? We're gonna go over these 6 credit cards and 1 debit card I'm using right now in my setup to optimize my everyday spending, so that way I can save money, earn points, and travel for free, all while staying within my budget, of course. So credit card number 1 is going to be my newest edition that I just got the other week. So it's not actually in my hands yet because I guess they couldn't expedite the shipping when I called and asked, but that card is the Citi Custom Cash. Now this is my first Citi credit card, and I'm gonna be making some more videos about Citi and the Citi trifecta in the near future. So really quickly, just a reminder to go ahead and tap the like button and subscribe down below because 84% of you are not actually subscribed yet. So let's try to get that number down and get up to 100,000 subscribers with that YouTube silver play button so we can put it in the background next year. But there's 2 reasons why the Citi Custom Cash is gonna be in my wallet right now. So first, I'm working on the sign up bonus, which is for $200 after spending $1,500 in the first 6 months that I have this card. And $1,500 in 6 months is pretty easy to do compared to some other credit cards out there. Now that bonus is actually earned in the form of 20,000 Citi thank you points, which can be redeemed for $200 cash back at a value of 1 cent per point. But what I'll probably do is just hold on to those points in my Citi account until later on, because I might actually be getting the Citi Premier in the future where I'll combine all those points together, but we'll see because I'm still thinking about it. So what I'm planning to do is I'm gonna use the Citi Custom Cash as my new 5% back grocery store card, because this is gonna earn 5% back in whatever your highest eligible spend category is across 10 categories that I'll put on the screen right now. But grocery stores are one of those 10 categories, so I'll be able to earn 5% cash back, or really 5x thank you points per dollar, and that 5% back is only effective for the first $500 of spending in my highest eligible category each billing cycle, so just something to keep in mind. Now the reason I'm using this credit card for groceries is because I know I'll easily hit that $1,500 minimum spend for that bonus pretty quickly while still earning 5% back at the same time, since that's going to be one of my largest expenses every single month. And actually the timing of getting this card works out perfectly for me because at the end of October, that's going to mark 1 year since I got the Chase Freedom Flex. So once my first year is over with the Freedom Flex, I'm no longer going to be earning 5% back on groceries for my first year, which was all a part of the bonus that I got when I signed up for that card. Then after I reach that $1,500 minimum spend on the custom cash, I'm probably just gonna switch it up and use it only for gas to get 5% back on that. So yeah, that's really the best strategy for the Citi Custom Cash, is just to use it only for one of those 10 categories every monthly billing cycle. That way you make sure you're locking in a guaranteed 5% back, because otherwise it's just earning 1% back on everything else, which isn't really that great. But okay, let's keep this video moving here and go on to the second credit card that I'm gonna have in my wallet for the fall of 2022, which is another recent addition that actually pushed me over the Chase 524 rule just the other month. And I got this credit card for a very specific purchase that I'll talk about in just a minute. So that is the Chase World of Hyatt card. Now for anyone that's watched my channel before, you know that I'm actually a big fan of Chase credit cards and the Chase trifecta. So the way I typically use that trifecta is by earning Chase Ultimate Rewards points on several personal and business credit cards. And then I redeem those points by combining them all under my Chase Sapphire Preferred. Then I take advantage of the 1-to-1 point transfers out to partner travel programs. And my favorite program for Chase when it comes to hotels is by far World of Hyatt. Now I won't go into details because I've got some other videos here on my channel that I'll link to down below. So again, go subscribe and check them out if you're looking to optimize your Chase points. But basically, I become a big fan of Hyatt for their reward pricing for stays booked with Hyatt points, because it's super cheap relative to the cash price, especially compared to other hotel programs like Marriott and Hilton. So getting the co-branded Chase World of Hyatt credit card made a lot of sense for me in my travel situation. First, because I get a free night every year after my card member anniversary, and that free night is going to be good for a stay at any category 1 to 4 Hyatt property. So even though this credit card has a $95 annual fee, I expect that annual free night to be worth at least twice that amount or more. So I'll gladly pay $95 per year to get maybe $200 in value in return for that free night. So that makes this card a good keeper card. But then second, as a sign-up bonus, I also get 30,000 Hyatt points after spending $3 grand on this card in the first 3 months. Plus I can earn up to an additional 30,000 Hyatt points in the first 6 months after getting 2x points per dollar on all purchases that normally earn 1 point per dollar. Now I personally value Hyatt points at around 2 cents per point on average based on my previous stays over the past few years. So 60,000 total possible Hyatt points is worth around $1,200 in value, which is a pretty solid deal if you ask me, considering the $95 annual fee and the free night, which more than offsets that fee anyway. Now this Hyatt credit card also earns up to 9x points per dollar on purchases made at Hyatt properties, 2x points per dollar at restaurants, 2x points per dollar on airline tickets purchased directly from airlines, 2x points on local transit and commuting, which apparently includes things like taxi cabs, mass transit, tolls, and ride-sharing services, 2x points per dollar on fitness clubs and gym memberships, and then 1x points per dollar on all other purchases, which again is going to be 2x points on all other for the first 6 months because of that welcome bonus. Now I know that keeping track of all these categories on a card like this or any other credit cards you might have can get a little bit messy. So really quickly, before we get to the other 4 credit cards in my wallet, I gotta mention the app and the browser extension called Card Pointers that I like to use to keep everything organized by telling me what credit card to use for every expense. Now honestly, since I talk about credit cards and personal finance for a living, I've got most of the stuff memorized memorized anyway, but for family and friends, a lot of the times they tell me they lose track of everything and miss out on points and cash back by using the wrong cards to pay for things. So Card Pointers helps out with a ton of features, but a cool thing that I like is you can actually add these little pointers to your Apple Wallet or to your home screen to tell you what credit card to use in what category after you add all your cards in the app. So yeah, it's a great product and I had to throw it into this video because we're talking about me optimizing my wallet setup. And of course, I've got a link down below to the free version of Card Pointers and a discount to the paid version, so go check it out if you wanna. Now, the real reason I got the World of Hyatt credit card was actually for a very special purchase I just made the other month. And if you follow me over on Instagram, you may have already seen this, but I ended up buying an engagement ring for my girlfriend, or really now my fiance, because thankfully she did say yes when I proposed to her just the other weekend up in Burlington, Vermont. So of course, you guys know me, I had to find a way to get something back in return from credit cards for making such a large purchase like this. Now, because the Hyatt welcome bonus had a very high limit on that spending required to earn all those extra points, I thought this card was gonna be a great fit. So I was able to hit that first 30K point bonus after $3,000 of minimum spend instantly when I bought that ring, but it was actually a bit more expensive than that, so I earned more points because I also got 2x points per dollar from that second part of the bonus that I talked about before. Also, let me know down in the comments below if you want to see a video on some tips that I have and how I budgeted for that engagement ring and other wedding finances, because honestly, I feel like it's a pretty important part of personal finance in your 20s and 30s since a lot of people get married around that age. But anyway, now that that ring was bought with the Hyatt card, I just went ahead and paid it off in full because I planned to do that anyway since I had some cash saved up for it. So now the Hyatt credit card in my wallet is just going to be a catch-all card for the next 6 months since I'm earning 2x points per dollar on everything right now. Because again, 2x points per dollar that I value at 2 cents per point works out to basically be 4% back in value with this card. So definitely a great deal and I'm glad to have it in my wallet. Now moving on to the third credit card. So next I'm carrying the Amex Gold with me. And I've said this in previous What's in My Wallet videos, but the Amex Gold has pretty much just been in my wallet ever since I got it. I did recently make a review on my experience with the Gold card after having it for about 2 years now. And I know in that video I was going over a lot of negatives that I've experienced just because of how I'm using it or not using it sometimes. So go check out that video that I'll link to down below after watching this one if you want to learn more. But when I'm just spending normally and I don't have some huge minimum spend that I'm working towards on another credit card welcome bonus, the Amex Gold card is a great fit for getting 4 points per dollar at restaurants and on groceries. So I'm using my Citi Custom Cash for 5% back on groceries until I hit that minimum spend requirement for that bonus. But after that, the Amex Gold is going to be next in line for groceries. And then it's also been my go-to card for restaurants, cafes, and other things like that too. I use the $10 Uber credit every month, which helps to offset the $250 annual fee. And I try to use the $10 dining credit on something like Grubhub from time to time. But like I said in my review, I just don't get that much value from that dining credit in my honest opinion for my normal spending habits. So any use of that dining credit is basically just like a bonus for me. Now there's not much else to say about the Amex Gold that I didn't already talk about in that other video. But if you're using the $240 and Uber and dining credits to offset the $250 annual fee, and you're spending a lot on food for this card for yourself or a family if you have one, and you're redeeming your Amex points for good value, then this is a really powerful card to have in your wallet, and it's why I still have it in mine. Plus, we can be honest here, but I think it looks really cool even though that literally does not matter at all. So Amex definitely knew what they were doing with this really nice design to get people in the door, kind of like the Apple Card works too. Now usually I have 4 physical credit cards whenever I go out somewhere because I like to keep things simple and I don't want some big bulky wallet in my pocket. But right now I'm kind of covering all my in-person spending pretty well with just those 3 cards. So next I'm gonna go over a few credit cards that I'm using more online this fall, starting with the Chase Freedom Flex. Now like I said before, this card is finishing up getting 5% back on groceries for its first year, which is coming to an end right now. But actually the cool thing is that Chase recently decided to bring back that offer as of the filming of this video in October of 2022. So right now you can also get 5% back on groceries for your first year on up to $12,000 of spending. Now that's a limited time offer that's only available if you apply through Chase, so I'm not gonna have any affiliate links to this credit card down below, but I do have some links down below to some of the other cards in this video that you can use to learn more, which is a great way to help support the channel. But anyway, for me, the reason I'm gonna be using the Freedom Flex is because of the rotating 5% category for PayPal and Walmart for Q4 of 2022. Now I don't really shop at Walmart, but PayPal is accepted at most online retailers. So with the holiday season coming up, I know I'm gonna be buying some gifts and some other random things online, which makes the Freedom Flex perfect for that. And it's really earning Chase Ultimate Rewards points, which can be converted to cash back or combined with other cards in a Chase trifecta to redeem for more value with travel. But the Freedom Flex is also getting 5x points per dollar on travel booked through Chase, as well as 3x points per dollar on dining and drugstores. And then every quarter, those rotating 5x categories are going to change to something like groceries, gas, Amazon, and some other really good things. So yeah, it's a great all-around card that I think everyone should have in their wallet, mainly for the rotating 5x categories, especially since it has no annual fee. Then next, I have my Chase Sapphire Preferred that I typically use just for redeeming my Chase points, like I said, but I also have it set for streaming services because it gets 3x points per dollar on streaming. It also gets 5x points per dollar on travel booked through Chase, 3x points on dining and online groceries, and 3x points on other general travel travel purchases. So sometimes I'll carry it around with me for some random small travel expenses, but really it's more of a credit card to have for its features and not the points categories. And I'm sure I'm gonna be booking some hotel stays with Hyatt or some flights with other transfer partners using that one-to-one point transfers that the Sapphire Preferred has. Then for my 6th credit card in this wallet setup that I'm using in the fall of 2022 is a new business credit card that I got just a few weeks ago, and that's the American Express Amazon Prime business card. So I don't have that many business expenses honestly, but when I do, I realize that many of them are just for things like new equipment or lighting or hard drives and other stuff like that, and all of it was coming from Amazon, and that's why I figured this credit card made just a lot of sense for me. So the Amazon Prime business card gets 5% back on Amazon and Whole Foods, as well as 2% back at US restaurants, US gas stations, and US wireless telephone services. But like I said, this is mainly just so that I'm earning 5% back on Amazon business purchases, and so I can start to separate my personal and business expenses a little bit better because I want to prioritize that. Then for my debit card I'm using, I've still got the SoFi debit card for personal use, even though I don't really carry that much cash. But when I do, it's nice to have access to a pretty large network of all-point ATMs where I can use that SoFi debit card to withdraw cash with no fees. I've talked about why I really like SoFi in some other videos that I'll link to down below if you want to learn more about the features of this high yield account that I like to recommend. Now, as far as the next credit cards that I plan to get, right now I really just have my eyes set on the Capital One Venture X because I was just waiting until I was up over the Chase 524 rule to get that card. So again, subscribe down below because I'm gonna have some Capital One miles redemption guides, as well as some other travel redemption examples because I get questions about that stuff a lot. But let me know down below what other cards I should get next. Should I get more into city cards now that I have the custom cash? Should I get any specific airline credit cards that's got a good sign-up bonus going on right now? Let me know your thoughts and what you've got in your wallet down in the comment section below because I'm always curious what all you guys are carrying. But make sure that before you apply for any new credit cards that you check out this video over here to learn how to get approved for any card. And if you want to see my top picks for the best cashback credit cards out there, then go check out this video over here. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.